Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Gemini for the month of August, including late July 2023. So, Gemini, you are in your third house, which is the house of communication. So something that you are very good at. It's in your DNA. It's one of the reasons that you were born a Gemini, to communicate in all shapes and forms. So let's have a look what the third house of communication. It also talks about siblings, neighbours, people like that. So if these sort of things sort of just pop up in your life, you know, just deal with it, communicate with them correctly, especially those neighbours. We don't want to upset them. And also siblings can be a bit tricky. So let's see what the energy is around. Two of Swords. Oh, you're stuck. Stuck, Gemini. You're stuck. You've got a decision to make and you don't know how to make it almost. It's almost like, should I? Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, no, not today. Oh, tomorrow. And it just goes around and around. So basically, it's a minor card, so it's not a massive decision. It's just something that you've got to move forward and it's keeping you back. So you just need to make that decision. But so we're going to see what that's about. And it is air, the element of air, sword. So that's your suit. You are air people. So you, of all people, should be able to use your gift of communication just to make the decision. Not easier said than done though, isn't it? Okay, so let's have a look where you are right now. Ace of Swords, clarity. So clarity comes in. Suddenly we have the breakthrough. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is my decision. I'm just going for it. I need to. I've spent too much time, says the Gemini, you know, going around and still having not made the decision. So decision is made, will be made when you hear this. Clarity comes. It's all mental. Don't forget too, Gemini, you sort of got to correlate it with the rest of the stuff. Okay, so let's see what has influenced this breakthrough and this new beginning with your clarity to come in. What's the influence? Eight of Cups. Some sort of relationship that you've walked away from, or yeah, maybe you want to walk away from it, but there's something there. There's a lot of history there and you're umming and ahhing, but you kind of know that it's very contained energy. This energy, it's like an aquarium that we see with poor fish, you know, swimming around and around in the same old pattern, the same old time. So things get a bit sort of stale and a bit contained. So with the Eight of Cups, you've just got to try and step out for a bit. Have a holiday from it for a bit. But you've got this clarity, and that's all you need to do, because relationships can be so difficult. And even with neighbours or siblings or partners, it can get to that point where we just go, oh, I just need a break from you. And they probably want one from you as well. So that's the influence of Gemini. So think on about that. Let's have a look up there and the top here and see what was going on in June, July for you. Four of Cups. There you are, feeling very disappointed, disillusioned with relationships, your emotions, just reaching a stalemate where you just think, oh look, I just don't know what to do anymore about this. I just feel like I'm not feeling it. Now for Gemini, that's difficult because you're air people. This is water, so this is feeling. So it's a completely different energy to what you're used to, what you excel at. Emotions are things like, oh my God, you know, don't tell me I have to dig deep with that lot. But this shows that there has been this kind of, it's the wanting of more, actually. And in our day and age, we all want more. It's just human. That's what we want. So Just remember that. So that's still sitting there, Gemini. So it still has bits and bobs floating around for you to deal with. It's not completely out yet. Let's now see recent influences. Page of Swords. Once again, your air sign, air suit. Page of Swords, there's somebody might be watching you on social media or one of the platforms, the many platforms there are, tracking you. It may be indeed this person in this relationship that you're sort of going back and forth about. But yeah, they're sort of waiting for something there too, I think, and therefore they're not getting anything from you. So they're looking online to see what you're up to. And it's flattering in a way, but then in another way it can be a bit creepy sometimes. But that is that. And also it has a strong meaning of things being up in the air. You know that it's not, nothing's really grounded with the Page of Swords. It's a young energy, so it's like it just sort of bobs around in the atmosphere. You know, it really isn't grounded. You can't kind of ground it. It's too young, or it's just, it doesn't have that maturity. So just be mindful of that one as well. Swords and Cups. Okay, the lesson that you're going to be learning this 4 weeks is the King of Swords. That's your king. Male King of Swords. And he is clarity personified. So he does. King of Swords is usually a sort of high-minded person, very gifted intellectually, very smart with words. You could even equate it with a lawyer or a doctor or somebody like that that's very much into that mental learning and photographic memory and buzzwords and, you know, spin doctor type of energy. And that's him too. He can charm the birds out of the trees, this one. He is very clear though when he's on a good run. When he's not on a good run, Gemini, he can be, yeah, well, what does he mean? He said that, but he's doing this. So just make sure with that, because you've got to be clear about things. And this king is coming in to say to you, you need to, you know, up your game and be quite clear about your communication this 4 weeks. You don't want it to be misconstrued by other people around you, particularly neighbours and siblings and any other people around. Okay, near future. 7 of Pentacles. Back to the work sort of log business. Yeah, working well, having done a lot of work, reflecting back on your work, thinking, oh yeah, I've done a pretty good job this year. I forgot to sort of stop for a minute and have a look at what I've produced in the last 7 months, basically. And you'll see that you can be quite proud of that. And we all have to do that sometimes, because we all run around and sort of say, oh, I haven't done things. And it's like, well, this card sort of depicts that you have done it. So you need to just stop for a bit and have a look at what you have accomplished, basically. Okay, let's go into what's happening that you're not realising. 9 of Wands. Yeah, something's ongoing and it's dragging. It is literally dragging along. It's like running a marathon, this 9 of Wands. And you feel like that finish line is never going to appear. It's a mirage. It's not there. You want it to be because you're exhausted from it. You're exhausted from your own indecision actually as well, Gemini, so it needs to be done. But it will be done soon, and that's one thing that is a given. So don't lose heart, just get over that finish line. It's a Wands card, and we are in Wands energy because we are in the sign of Leo, which is fire. So fire gets things, as we know what fire does. It's destructive and constructive at the same time. Productive, I should say. Okay, you will get over the finish line. How others see you. The Empress. Abundance. They don't see all this turmoil that's going on in your head, Gemini. So the Empress is how people see you. Abundance, fertility, things doing well. Very much the Mother card. reproduction, the wonder of that, just that very strong female energy, and that is how you are being seen today without being, you know, it can, we're both, male and female are both made up of different energy, male and female, but this is very much that reproductive, strong, abundant energy. So it's a pretty nice card to be seen as, Gemini. Let's now have a look at what you're feeling positive about. Three of Cups. Is it celebration time, Gemini, or are there three people in a relationship? Is this the problem with the relationship? You need to get to the bottom of it, and you know full well what it is. So it's either big time for celebrations, party time, having a good time, relaxing, or there's something about three people in your emotional relationships that's sort of just there. And maybe that's the reason why you can't make a decision. It's not an easy decision to make, but you have to make it. Nice card though. Final outcome. Five of Wands, and there we go. Putting out spot fires. Feeling like obstacles are just completely or constantly appearing in your path, and you're like, oh my God, now I've got to deal with that, and I can't get to that before I do this. Now that energy is pretty tiresome really, but you've got to just sort of wade through it. It's almost like you've got a choice of 5 things. Choose one and go that way. Find a way to get through the obstacles. There's always a way. So that's how you're going to end the 4 weeks on, with the 5 of Wands. So just remember to just get on with it and find a way to navigate all the obstacles that might find themselves plonked in your road. Okay, let's find the clarifier. So we've got the Wisdom of Avalon, the Oracle cards, so your clarifier card. So I'm going to actually put it on the 5 of Wands, the final outcome, because we all go, oh no, not obstacles, please, not. But there it is. So let's see what the Oracle has to say, what is the significance of these obstacles. Okay. The bee. The buzzy bee. Number 16. Bee's good. I know that. I'm learning them, but it's good. Luck, industriousness, and sweet victory. When the bee buzzes onto your path, it's a reminder that with hard work and firm commitment to building your dream, a sweet outcome is assured. The bee is a symbol of luck, so expect miracles and your life will be victorious and sweet. Remember that you also create your own luck. That is, effort is essential as you progress along your path in order to make your dream a reality. The bee is an industrious, busy creature. It's always making honey. The bee gets busy and the honey will soon be yours. The bee is also a fortunate omen. Well, that's not too bad. Just focus and be busy. Thanks so much for listening, Gemini.